Welcome to another 2-minute tip. This one's on reading chord diagrams. Now, I imagine that you've probably read quite a lot of chord diagrams if you've been playing for a while, but I still get the odd question about particular ones. So let's try and start from the ground up really quickly. A chord diagram like this one here, what you have to do is get your ukulele and hold it in front of you and look at the diagram and look at your ukulele, and it is literally showing you exactly where to put your fingers. Now, you probably already knew that, but there are a few things on chord diagrams that can fox a few people. One of them is a number next to the chord diagram, like this one. Now, this can really throw you off because if you don't know what that number means, you might just play that chord here. But that number there, that little number 5, means that this diagram starts at the 5th fret. I need to move the whole thing up. It's just showing me this little bit of the fingerboard. And that's because if we didn't do that, our diagrams would get longer and longer and longer, and we'd have to spend ages counting how many frets to find them. It's a much more efficient way of doing it. But without that, you'd play completely the wrong chord. Another one is when you get a little line, or even 2 of the little dots blended together to make a little bar. And that's exactly what you're supposed to do. So this G minor 7 chord here could be written just with the dots, or there might be a little line joining the dots, or you might even see those 2 dots kind of squashed together to make a long bar shape, which is exactly what you're expected to do here. You're expected to hold down 2 strings with 1 finger, and then another finger to hold down that final note. But without that, you might be trying to do this, and it's not very comfortable, and also not very efficient, because then it's going to be very hard to get to that chord and get from that chord to another chord. You'll probably often see those little circles at the top. Sometimes they'll be there and sometimes they won't, and that often depends on how you choose to draw your diagrams or how the software that you use draws them. If there are zeros there, or O's, they mean open. So a C chord has 3 open strings, and you might see 3 little circles above the wrong side of the nut on your diagram there. If they're not there, it doesn't mean that you don't play those strings open, it just means this is a stylistically different diagram. If you really aren't supposed to play a string, it will have a little cross above there, and that means that string should not be played, either by picking the other strings and missing that one out, or by using one of your fingers to just touch that string so it doesn't sound out when you strum it. Quite a tricky thing to do. I hope this has helped, and I'll see you again soon for another 2-minute tip. Bye.